live from Augusta. We're watching News 1226 at 11.
They came to Augusta from 17 countries to experience something you can only find at one place in the world. We're going to get you ready for the final round of the Augusta National Women's Amateur later tonight in sports. But first, it's opening night for the Augusta Green Jackets, and for the first time in 6 years, they get to start the season here at home. The Green Jackets facing the Columbia Fireflies in a weekend series, and it's the Jackets on top tonight, 2-1. Wrdw was there at the SRP Park, where the fans are ready for this new season.
Another season for the Green Jackets is in full swing.
We're longtime Augusta fans, Green Jackets all the way.
It's the first time they've had their opening day at home in 6 years.
We moved here 2018, and that was the last time. So to be able to get here and get in the pre-Masters week, the schedule working out the way it did for us to have a 3-game stand before us and everybody else in the area heads on the road, it seems like it's a blessing, it's a great opportunity.
And some of these fans say they're here to stay.
It's just a great time. We're so happy to be here. We'll be here the rest of the season.
They even got to meet Augie, the Green Jackets mascot.
Do you want to give him a hug?
Others brought friends with them from out of town.
We're just here to have a good time, have some hot dogs, have some beer, just have a lot of fun.
And they added a lot of new menu items this year, including ice cream options for kids and ice cream with a kick for adults. They've got new Southern-style chicken tenders, new pimento cheese food options, and more.
Ballpark's as beautiful as it's ever been, and just like that, we're starting off here, and we hope it's going to be just as strong a season.
But some things don't change. A Southern favorite people love to come back for.
The boiled peanuts, you gotta get them.
Yeah, you
If
do.
you come here, it's the staple of South Carolina. Gotta get the boiled peanuts.
Kicking off the season strong and ready for more.
Everything this whole weekend is just one big opening weekend celebration. It's the first time in over 6 years we've been able to open up at home, so we're really trying to make it as big and as memorable an event as we possibly can.
And the festivities aren't over. Come back tomorrow and Sunday for more baseball. And we'll even have fireworks tomorrow night after the game.
All that and a Green Jackets win. Audrey, thanks very much for that update from SRP Park. And you know what? They're playing baseball in Atlanta, too. The Braves back in town for their first home game of the season. Truist Park, the Braves were facing the reigning NL champs, the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the Braves beat the Diamondbacks tonight, 6-5. A lot of offense over in Atlanta tonight. To weather now, I'm going to give you a live look outside Riverwatch Parkway and actually
hitting the 60s later into the afternoon. So a beautiful Saturday, getting a little bit warmer by Sunday. Have a full look at that forecast in just about 10 minutes.
In the news tonight, a man arrested for a shooting at the Whiskey Road Walmart in Aiken, now facing a lawsuit. Police say 32-year-old Stephen Foreman shot a teenager, Ashton Reichard, leaving her seriously injured. The lawsuit says the bullet is lodged still near her spine and also caused damage to several organs. The suit claims Foreman has a history of mental illness, threatening behavior, and violent acts involving guns, and that the gun he used belonged to his mom, and she was aware of his history. The Foremans have not yet responded to this latest lawsuit. A man is facing charges in connection to a deadly shooting in Johnston last month. SLED says Anthony Fletcher is facing a charge of accessory after the fact to murder in the shooting death of Ricky Martin Jr. Authorities say Fletcher took a gun used to shoot Martin and was seen getting into a car with two other suspects, Quinnell Anderson and Roscoe Pugh. Fletcher is booked at the Edgefield County Detention Center. Anderson and Pugh are also facing charges in Martin's death. Both are in jail. A Grovetown foster parent behind bars after he allegedly shared explicit photos of himself with a minor online. Grovetown police say Robert Bustler is also accused of talking with minors about meeting up with them at motels and taking them to various anime and Comic-Con festivals in the Atlanta area. Officials say the foster child who was living with him is now in protective care. Police are encouraging anyone who has children who might have had contact with Bustler to contact police. Bustler is also facing one count of obscene internet contact with a child. A study from Forbes Research is putting the spotlight on Georgia's healthcare system. It shows there's a big lack of doctors, hospitals, and affordable insurance, keeping people from getting the care they need. The governor's office estimates more than 400,000 Georgians are eligible for the Affordable Care Act, but the Department of Community Health records show less than 2,400 people enrolled after 6 months. One Hepzibah minister says churches are using their money to help pay costly medical bills in the coverage gap. They can't afford private insurance, but don't qualify for the state program.
Somebody that I've worked with didn't have dependents, didn't have a job, and had to deal with cancer. And trying to find money for chemotherapy. We need now, not a commission to study, but we need expansion of Medicaid.
Lawmakers are forming a commission to study that option for expansion. Back in March, state lawmakers debated fully expanding Medicaid, but the measure failed. We are celebrating the birthday of an African-American trailblazer who paved the way for education, not only for Augusta, but for thousands across the nation. Today, the Haynes alumni celebrating the life of Lucy C. Laney. Her birthday comes up on the 13th. In honor of that, the Laney Alumni Association met at her grave marker at the high school to reflect on her impact.
I turned 80 years old March the 7th. One for Miss Laney. I wouldn't have an education. I had a high school to come to. I didn't have to go in the cotton field. I didn't have to be a slave for nobody.
Lucy C. Laney, born on this month, 170 years ago. Today was Community Golf Day at Augusta's Municipal Golf Course. A lot of players took advantage of that at the patch. As Nick Veland reports, it's days like this that will help grow the game.
Get it right here, and you're going to show them a pretty finish.
Learning to hit the ball and growing golf, one swing at a time.
Just like we practice. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Dozens flock to the patch for open tee times, unlimited balls on the driving range, and good times.
I'm looking around, look like the people having fun. And a lot of the people I hadn't seen before.
It's not about me anymore. It's about getting her interested in the game.
I've been really vibing out to this music. It's really good. I'm practicing chipping. I'm pumped today. My chipping's on fire.
And even on days like today, I can get a lesson myself for free with Morehouse's finest.
Just to give yourself a little space, a little room to swim.
There we go. Edgar Evans is the head coach at Morehouse College. He started his golf game at First Tee of Augusta, and he looks to help others and get their golf careers off the ground.
This is the future, these kids and seeing, college athletes as well. This shows them what they can be.
With hopes to better diversify the game.
You keep knocking on the door, keep pushing the door down, keep widening that door so people can just step in, the better our game will be long term.
More cultured people, more from all different walks of life. Just people that want to see the world differently.
I would love to see more of us, but this is a start. You know what I'm saying? We got to start somewhere.
Families coming out too, with hopes of kids creating memories they'll never forget.
It's been awesome. I get to play golf with my dad. I'm really excited. It's going to be really fun.
In Augusta, Nick Veland on your side.
And the future's never looked brighter for the patch with that new partnership with Augusta National, First Tee of Augusta, and Augusta Tech. Millions of eyes turn to Augusta this time of year, and the local men who worked as caddies for the Masters are getting some attention. Ward Clayton has been writing about the Masters for years now, and I sat down with him for this week's one-on-one. You are fascinated by the caddies of Augusta National?
Oh my gosh, their backstory and how essential they were was such a part of the fabric of the tournament. Richard, when you think of the Masters, you think of the green jacket, but you also think of the caddy jumpsuit.
He is absolutely right about that, and you don't even have to be a golf fan to appreciate this one-on-one. You can catch our full interview Sunday morning at 6 a.m., then again at 7 a.m., and then online after that. WRDW.com. Just click the one-on-one tab. Well, spring break is here, and there's plenty happening this weekend. The Mayor's Masters reception tomorrow from 5 until 9 at the Augusta Common downtown. It is free to get in. There are going to be plenty of activities there for the family. Also, the Slumber Party at the SPCA Albrecht Center, the shelter there happening over the weekend starting at noon tomorrow. Your chance to spend a night with a pet to see if you want to bring them home with you. That should be an interesting event. And then Sunday, the annual Autism Walkathon kicks off. The walk starts at 10 in the morning at Olmsted Park. Registration starts at 8:30, and then it is $30 per team. So many possibilities happening this weekend. But a quick reminder as you head out the door involving some lane closures on I-20. GDOT says crews are doing some road repair between Thompson and the Appling Harlem exits. They're replacing some concrete slabs. That work should wrap up by 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Riley?
Well, luckily the weather looks good for construction crews, or maybe you're heading out to some of those events this weekend. Lots of sunshine. Rain next week, though. We'll talk about that in the full forecast coming up.
Also had a rare 4.8 magnitude earthquake shaking parts of the northeast this morning, scaring a lot of people who've never had one of those happen before. We're going to get reactions from people in New York when News 12 at 11 continues.
We know you get up early. That's why we get up even earlier.
Finding out the things you want to know. Rain,
Well, that can mess up your whole day. I'll tell you what to expect outside, on the way home, and at night if the kids have a game.
In the mornings, we've got one job, making sure you've got no surprises on your way to work.
If it happens overnight or breaks early in the morning, we're going to tell you about it.
When that alarm goes off, get up and get out with News 1226 this morning on your side.
Spring has the grass is always greener at Gerald Jones Honda.
An earthquake shook millions of people across a large part of the northeast today, including New York City, New Jersey, and Philadelphia this morning. As Michael George tells us, the shaking caused a wide range of reactions.
Is this an earthquake? Yo, is this an earthquake?
This live streamer was filming when the 4.8 magnitude earthquake shook much of the northeastern U.S. on Friday morning.
All of us felt in some way or another the earthquake that hit our city around 10:23 a.m.
The earthquake startled customers at this coffee shop. While from Harlem to the New York suburbs, Friday's earthquake was recorded and the story shared far and wide.
I saw the buildings moving and everything, though. It was kind of scary.
I enjoyed the shaking. I was not fearful. I said, whatever comes, comes.
A camera on the top of the Statue of Liberty created a bird's eye view of the quake. These dogs jumped to attention as the shaking rocked homes, and a meeting at the United Nations was briefly interrupted.
We're making the ground shake.
It's a reminder that, we need to prepare in a place like New York City that rarely gets earthquakes. Even a little shake can kind of test some systems, and good that people are inspecting to make sure that nothing was disturbed.
We were in our hotel room and we felt this rumbling on the floor and it felt like there was a subway going under us.
I was scared. I've never felt one before because I grew up in New York and we don't really have them often.
State and local officials are warning residents to be on alert for aftershocks, which continued into Friday evening.
And Riley, we've been talking about this all day. Such an unusual feeling, especially here in the eastern part of the U.S. But we're on fault lines, too, all up and down the East Coast.
Oh, yeah. I've actually never felt an earthquake. Have you ever felt one, Richard?
Yeah, back in February, around the ice storm when that one hit a few years ago.
I've heard of that. That was just before my time here.
The sound of it was like a low rumbling truck outside, and you look around thinking, did that just happen?
Man, I can't imagine. That's got to be the craziest. It would take me a second to even realize what's actually happening, I feel like.
Really unusual, and New Yorkers can tell you that firsthand now.
Absolutely. They definitely had quite the experience out there to close out the work week. You can see where all those trimmers were. So high temps in the 70s and staying nice and dry next Saturday and Sunday. And dry for this Saturday and Sunday. Nice weather, just a little bit cooler than average. And the next week we are tracking those rain chances.
Thank you, Riley. Also tonight, the body of a third construction worker who was killed in the Baltimore bridge collapse has been recovered. There's still 3 people presumed to be dead who are missing. A team of 51 divers working underwater to help clean up that damage. All this coming as President Biden traveled to Baltimore to survey the damage for himself. He's vowing to help that community impacted by this disaster and says more federal funding is coming to the city to help them recover. The president also meeting with those families of the victims.
The damage is devastating, and our hearts are still breaking. I've come here to grieve with you. It's really like having a black hole in your chest, like you're being sucked in, unable to breathe.
Maryland's governor says major employers in the Baltimore area have pledged not to cut jobs despite that port being shut down. The Baltimore Ravens and the Orioles have both donated $10 million toward recovery efforts. A close call in Mississippi where a giant tree splits a school bus in half there. The bus driver had just dropped off the last child on the route 5 minutes before that tree came down on the bus. The driver said he was going around 20 miles an hour when the bus suddenly stopped. He looked in the rearview mirror and there was a tree laying right across the center of that bus. One couple checking off 2 lifetime events during Monday's eclipse. We're going to hear from them as they get ready to tie the knot when the sky goes dark. The first, as we head for a break, a live look at Washington, D.C. tonight and your winning lottery numbers.
The First Alert Team, named best in Georgia.
In America, on Monday, a couple in Maine is turning 2 big events into one big celebration, their wedding and the eclipse. Logan Hoffman shares their story.
You're getting married during the eclipse.
Chris Selmick says he was on a cross-country road trip when he realized he belonged in Maine with Stephanie Sennett.
I proposed to Stephanie on the front porch before I even got into the house. It was the first thing I did when I got here.
I didn't know he was going to do it right then, like right out of the car. It was cute.
Stephanie had a stellar idea.
I just thought, oh, that would be such a cool day to get married.
I said, absolutely, we can. We can do whatever you want. And then I said, are you serious, though?
But then he thought about the once-in-a-lifetime experience and was hooked.
It just felt like the biggest party in the world. How could you celebrate your wedding in a bigger way than that?
So they got right to planning.
She will walk down the aisle when we hit full darkness.
This wedding dress code requires eclipse glasses. Each guest received a pair with their invite.
Wow, it's dark.
It's safe to say the couple's embracing the theme.
Our colors are navy blue and gold.
With thousands expected to visit Maine for the eclipse, getting timing just right is key.
I keep thinking, like, what if there's so much traffic I can't get there in the time that we want to start the ceremony?
I'm probably gonna feel my heart pounding.
But they both agree that the most important part of the day is starting their lives together.
I came up here not knowing what I would find, and I found the sweetest girl in the world.
There you go, a love story and the eclipse on the side. There are some local events for the eclipse coming up Monday. The Augusta University Physics Club hosting a free viewing event. That's going to be on the intramural field next to Christenberry Fieldhouse, 1:30 until around 4 in the afternoon. In Aiken, there will be a viewing party starting at 1:50 on the lawn of the Ruth Patrick Science Education Center there at USCA. Both events will offer special eclipse glasses. It's one amazing practice round before tomorrow's final round of the Augusta National Women's Amateur. A look at the leaderboard, and we're going to hear from those players about their special day at Augusta National.
Well, one morning, me and my wife were headed to work. Bus came out right in front of us, and then I woke up hours later in the emergency room. I was worried about the health and well-being of my wife. My son contacted Austin Jackson. They took all the pressure off. They said they will handle everything. And when they meant everything, they meant everything. I would recommend Austin Jackson Law Firm because they relieve you from all the pressure. Get Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy.
When you visit or work with...
Beyond covering grays, my color needs to suit me. My skin, my complexion.
New Excellence Nudes by L'Oreal Paris. Ammonia-free shades for 100% gray coverage, designed to flatter your complexion. New Excellence Nudes by L'Oreal Paris.
We're worth it.
Always come out right.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. On your sideline.
For the fifth time, the Augusta National Women's Amateur is shining a giant spotlight on women's golf, creating an opportunity for these players to shine on the brightest stage, the one and only Augusta National Golf Club. Augusta National is in top-tier spring condition just in time. Everything from the azaleas to the grass to the white sandy bunkers are just a beautiful thing to see. Playing golf this time of the year in Augusta, especially at Augusta National, is a unique experience for the players for a variety of different reasons.
My dad's not here, and especially for him to see from above, to see that I'm here today, I think it's really special for the both of us. Like knowing that he's gonna watch over and he's gonna always be here when I play this golf course.
It's the best 3 weeks out of the entire year. Sage Valley is such a special place as well, and they treat us so well, and it's such a great event. So to be able to spend a week there and then have my birthday, which is right in between that, and then come here it's really special, and it gets better every year.
Playing Augusta National is a bucket list item for any golfer. News 12's Laura Warren caught up with some of the players who are making their first appearance in the Augusta National Women's Amateur.
Oh, it's definitely exciting. Just being here is amazing, and I feel like the TV doesn't do it justice. It's even better out here. It's definitely hillier, harder to walk, and it's just amazing, and it lives up to its history and its name.
The 15-year-old doesn't even have her learner's permit yet, but now that driving off the first tee at Augusta National is in her rear view, she's soaking in what that means.
Everyone that plays golf wants to do that, and I feel like not a lot of people, almost no people get a chance to do that, and I feel like it feels so special to just be up there and teeing it off.
Gamecock Louise Ridquist knows exactly what she means. The day was full of pinch me first for her too.
I walked over the bridge on 12 and it was completely still on the water, and it's just like a mirror, and it was absolutely beautiful, and it's something that I will definitely remember for the rest of my life.
Even for women coming back to play this course for their third appearance in this tournament, like Bailey Shoemaker, it still feels surreal.
I mean, it's awesome. We're some of the first people out here all year, and fairways are lush. Everything's perfect. I said to my caddy today, I'm looking at the bunker, I'm like, I've never seen an edge that perfect. Everything's just pristine and done the best it possibly could be.
Thank you, Laura. The players battled the wind throughout all of Friday's practice round while trying to get a gauge on how the greens will play in the final rounds. A total of 35 players made the cut for Saturday, but only 4 of them posted scores under par in round 2 at Champions Retreat. The players who found a way to navigate those tricky course conditions are in a good position to make playing one of the most legendary courses in the world even more special.
Amazing. Played last year, so I knew what to expect, but still kind of blows you away that you're playing at Augusta. Seems like it's playing pretty similar to last year. The greens are slightly firm, but they're not too bad.
I actually was really excited to have today to kind of take a breather. Yesterday was really tough out there, so I was honestly just really happy to get through yesterday successfully because it was just such a battle. So I feel more relaxed than I did even the day before the second round.
Here's a look at the leaderboard heading into the final round. Florida State's Lottie Woad is leading the way at 5 under. Gianna Clement and Maisie Filler are both 2 shots back of the lead at 3 under. 12 players are currently under par, with 8 of the remaining players sitting at 1 under. The final round tees off at 7:30, and we'll have live coverage from Augusta National Golf Club along the way.
Time and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
Introducing the
Call 1-800-4PD-INFO.
Look at that. I see it, boy. I hear you. Probably no peanut. I don't know.
Oh, man. Finally tonight, you got to see this new record-setting Savannah River Channel catfish. McCoy Skinner and his dad, Donnie, out fishing the river near Sylvania recently. They landed a 33-pound, 8-ounce catfish, weighed in on an official scale down to the Waycross Fisheries Office with Georgia DNR, and Riley, that cleared certification process from Georgia Outdoor News. They're the ones who keep up with our local water records, including the Savannah River. Did I hear him say he caught it on a peanut?
That may be the secret catfish bait. I've never heard that before, but we may have just heard McCoy and Donnie give away their secret bait. But you can see the can of peanuts right there, so it checks out if that's what they were really fishing with.
That is a massive fish.
It is. It's as big as that cooler. That is crazy. But congratulations to them. Definitely a memory they'll always have. Hey, we got a beautiful weekend up ahead. We are expecting the chance for rain to increase next week. Right now, sights on Thursday for our best chance for storms.
And be sure to join us again this weekend for complete coverage of the Augusta National Women's Amateur and the Drive, Chip, and Putt competition as we kick off Masters Week in Augusta.